All right, we're recording now. Well, hello. Thank you so much for joining this week for our weekly inspiration call, our freedom mastery call. Today, I just want to thank you for tuning in. Hi, Betty. I see you live. I know we'll have a couple other people probably joining us on the phone. And I know I love that we have a format here on video that we can post for people to just watch at their convenience, right? That's the most amazing thing I think about this platform that we have, and something I'm going to talk a little bit more about today, the blessing really of what we have with technology and social media. I have been reviewing my mentor's book. I know you know Robert Hollis, and Melody Riva is another one of my mentors. And I've been reviewing Robert's content, his book, and I'm actually on the last chapter today. I've read it several times. What I did this time though was I pulled out all my key kind of notes that really popped out to me that I've been putting into practice over the last year. And this year now I've been sharing those so that you can put them into practice as well. So Robert starts every chapter with a verse, and this verse was one of my favorites. It always has been one of my favorites, Jeremiah 29:11, and it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And the title of this chapter, Robert and Laurie titled this "Never Say Never." And it's chapter 16. And again, you know, the verse Jeremiah 29:11 really says a lot, that the plans that for our life are often greater than that of our own mental, actions and plans. There is a declaration. There is a declaration that is on our life. That's what I truly believe. And I see every day coming to pass in different ways, various ways. But as I trust and as I not only follow God, and obviously God is a documented mentor, right? Like I would say that's a documented mentor. But then in business, I do follow people that I can go to for questions, for non-judgmental support, to be able to bounce ideas and things off of, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a leader, just being women on the internet, we have an influence and we have a way to inspire people. And not only, obviously women and the younger generation, but teams of people, right? Teams is the mindset. That's like my mantra right now is team. It's a feeling to me now. Every morning I say, I am a team. I am a group of servant-oriented leaders. I really speak a team mindset into my mind each day. And I didn't used to do that. It was honestly my mentor, Melody, inspired this in me based on just my relationship, like for my husband, right? In our relationship, in our marriage, to kind of have more of that team mindset. Like there was a time where I wasn't able to really do a lot and physically, and it bothered. I was like, couldn't kind of be part of the team. So my husband and I and my mentor, Melody, we came up with, new ways for me to be able to contribute to my family, to where I could still feel contribution, right? And like I'm being a part of the family, even though I might not be washing the dishes, right? The things I typically do. Hi, Mary. Thank you for tuning in. So, one of the brief, the brief overviews of my mentor here from this chapter, and one of the big things that he reminds us is that he had retired. And this resonates with me so much because I also had retired, not only from my portrait studio, but I had actually retired from marketing online on social media. I had actually said, that's it. And I threw in my towel, or I thought I did, because I was in a company and I wasn't able to profit. I wasn't able to find profit, grow a team, and actually help others create freedom for them, whatever that looks like for them. And for most of us, at the end of the day, it's a few extra dollars, it's a few more choices we can make. I know for me, being able to go to the grocery store and not make decisions based on the cost of things, and really be able to look at the food and the value and the nutrition and pick whatever we want as a family, right? To cook as our meals. I don't have to tell my kids, or I choose not to say things to them that I used to hear when I was little, like, oh, we can't afford that. Oh, that's the expensive kind. Put that back. Things like that. Because I realized that those mindsets weren't serving me and they weren't going to serve them either later. So that's kind of what I bring to my social media platform. I really find that my mindset and where I put my mind each day matters. And Robert in this book really has given us a great platform, exactly where to put our mind. So in this chapter, I'm going to give you 6 things. These are like 6 inspirations. These really inspired me from this chapter. And the first one is we're going to choose to have no hype and no BS momentum. That means that we actually take action. That means that we get into action so that we can create the momentum. Today, that word came up. Several friends today, momentum, momentum, momentum. We can feel it, the energy when it builds and grows, not only in a team, but even in our own day and our actions. In the mornings, when we start our mornings with, say, with prayer, meditation, right? The momentum that gives us to kind of bounce off of for the day is just, there's nothing else like it. The momentum we can get from a morning ritual, I just call it a prayer or meditation, things like that, listening to audios. But the choice is ours. And I know that if I can do this, if I, being once disabled, being once retired, now having 3 children at home that we're schooling, and my husband's retired home too. So it's our whole family working together, managing this. And I can do this every day. I can put in an hour in the mornings and have Facebook do the rest for me, as they share my posts and share my content. Like, it's so easy to start our day and get things going, whether it's with our own heart or on social media. And then the momentum can take off. And Facebook does it for us. There's a process that we can do in action each day. And you can look in this group in files. There are morning ritual resources, and there are resources that really go into detail. So let's move on to the next thing. I don't want to spend too much time on each thing because you can have this book. There's a free copy in the group. There's a PDF and an audio. So you can read it word for word and get all the goods out of it yourself too. I'm just going to cover the main points. So number 2 is, okay, this is a big one. So Robert's definition of a company is what the leaders say about the owners. So this is big. It's not what the owners say about the owners, right? He's looking at edification. He's looking for edification. So for number 2, I'm saying, what is your story? And then what are other stories? And whose are you edifying? I had to ask myself this question because at one point I was edifying my own story. And the truth is, nobody wants to hear us talk about ourselves. It really is the truth. And that's why having a coach or a mentor for me is invaluable, because I edify their stories over and over again. I read my own story. It's amazing. And it's amazing how duplicatable that is, because I can introduce people to my mentor too, and they can have the same experience. So know who you're edifying. And if you are edifying, if a group or an area where you have, you're promoting content and you're edifying yourself, make sure you do have, give credit where it's due, where you're getting your resources, who your resources are, where you're getting your content. How'd you find that meditation? Did a friend share it with you, or did you just find it on YouTube? Help others find the way. That's really what this is about, right? Being duplicatable, edifying someone so that we can duplicate and help others do the same thing. Like, I earn a few extra $100 every single month, no matter what, on social media, just because I show up and I care about people. Like, at the end of the day, I edify my mentor. I tell her story over and over, Robert's story about how he's created like 56 millionaires. Like, that's an amazing story. Who wouldn't want to share that story? Like, if people aren't inspired by that, when I'm sharing my mentor story and, I get all kinds of responses, Some people are like, I know him. I'm not into doing none of that. I'm not into MLM. You know, they really judge the situation right away. They don't even hear what I'm saying. They really don't see what we're really doing. So anyways, let me move on. So edification, learn to edify. Number 3 is, this is the most important tool of all. This is what Robert says is that this is it. Like without this, nothing can be done. Literally, no success can be found without a system. And what a system stands for, save yourself time, energy, and money. So we actually save ourselves money, right, by having a system. And I don't know about you, but I mean, obviously I have like a system that I use here at home, a system in my recovery, right? I take steps. I do a ritual each morning. I put good food and good ingredients into my body so that I don't crave bad ingredients and bad things as much. You know, there's choices we take to have a system. When it comes to nutrition, our body mass index, you know, a system can help us get wherever we want to. If we want to gain weight or lose weight, doesn't matter. All we need is a system. We just need to know the numbers of the food we're putting in our body. Like it's that simple. Business on social media, that's what Robert's here to share us, is the system. And I had quit network marketing as well. I mentioned that because I didn't have a system. I never had found one. So I struggled to profit. And now when my mentor showed me the system, I saw the profit right away. And that's why I'm here sharing, basically. I know, I see the system. And so number 3, system. Number 4 is have the philosophy of a go-giver. So when people say, you know, what is it that you do? What do you do here on social media to earn money? Or, you know, how do you do this? How do you create income? And this is one of my answers that I give people a lot of times. Well, I tell them that my entrepreneurship is based on being a go-giver, and that my mentor, Robert Hollis, does this and has taught me this, and that that's what I do. And that, are you open to me giving you a gift? And I invite them to my group to give them a gift. And it's, you know, audios, it's free content. It's nothing asking them to buy something. It's nothing asking them to do anything. It's free gifts. And I love it because it's a sorting tool. It's a sorting tool. If somebody brings something to your house and, you know, you've already got one, maybe, you know, maybe they bring you a pineapple cake and your other neighbor already brought you a pineapple cake 2 days ago, right? What would be your response to that person with bringing you the second cake, right? My children and I are talking about this now because we do birthday parties, right? We get gifts, they give gifts, we see duplicate gifts, and we're like, well, they immediately want to be like, well, oh, we already got one of those. Thank you. We already got one. Thanks. We don't need it. And I'm like, no, that's closing, not being receptive to what's being given, because what's being given really isn't about the actual gift, right? It's not about like this physical phone. Like my husband gave me this as a gift, but it was about communicating. It was about me having access to an emergency, you know, me being able to keep us safe, that kind of thing. Like it wasn't just about giving me a phone. So when we gift, or when we have that philosophy of a go-giver, it allows us to have this sorting tool that is so amazing, because when people aren't open to receiving a gift, it's one of 2 things to me, what I've seen in my own life and in my mentor's life. It's a fear of being open to receiving, maybe of someone giving you something and then taking it back, or maybe someone giving you something and not being real. You know, who's ever gotten a fake gift? Like I used to get jewelry when I was little, and it would be like, it would look like a Guess watch, but it really wasn't a Guess watch. It was like a faux Guess watch. So gifting is the same. It's similar. You know, there can be a sorting tool with it. So have the philosophy of a go-giver. And, you know, my philosophy is, anyone open to receiving a gift from me is open to then, you know, my heart is open to giving them time, to giving them resources. Maybe they need a friend, you know, maybe they need a resource though, somebody else, maybe a friend for them. Maybe they have health issues and a nurse pops in my mind that I know. I'll introduce them to them, you know, I'll give friendship, somebody else's friendship even. So have a philosophy of a go-giver, and it doesn't have to be physical things we give. It could be smiles. It could be, you know, energy, just simply our time and energy. Okay. What am I on? Number 5 is okay. So yes, So we're gonna decide what we're gonna have as our product, so, or service. It could be a product or a service. People are on social media. There are coaches in business on social media. There are many, many product and opportunities. Obviously, I am only in one opportunity. I'm in one network marketing company. I do not promote multiple companies. I have many friends in many companies, and that's okay. And I truly believe that every company, you know, is for them, that what my company is not for everyone. However, this product rocked my world. It absolutely changed everything about my life. And there's no doubt about that. So that's why this is my product. That's why CBD and the hemp industry, cannabis industry in general, is my choice product, because it has given my life back to me. And not only me, but we see the studies that are being done. You know, we see what science is putting out there, and it's truly a miracle what we're seeing. Just Google it, you know, cannabis, and then whatever the issue is you have a question about, and you'll find something. But it's an amazing product. You know, CBD is something that's legal everywhere, and that gives me you know, comfort knowing that I can recommend a product that is legal everywhere. You don't need a prescription. You know, my medical cannabis, I need a prescription. For CBD, I don't. Okay, number 6 is the last one, and this is really, really, obviously I'm going to end with just the bang, because without this, we really are at a halt, right? So number 6 is take action. Take massive action, whatever that looks like for you. For me, for a period of time, that looked like meditating every day for 10 minutes a day. That was massive action. That for that season of my life, you know, to everything a season. I do believe that with all of my heart. I believe that. And when we talk about action, we got to remember that the bigger word from action is attract. I always remember that, because it's not always action we're taking today. Our actions from yesterday, our actions from this morning can be attracting the things that we have coming for us right now, or say in the morning, right? Is that we've got to be taking some kind of action, but we do need to dedicate a season to massive action when it comes to making massive changes, you know, whatever that transformation is for you. For a period of time, for me, it was physical, then mental, and spiritual. There's been all kinds of transformations. So, you know, think about the transformations in your life that you've already been through, that you've already succeeded and found success at, and celebrate those as you're taking action now for today and for your next dreams that are surely coming at any moment, right? So I'm grateful. Ends every chapter with some questions, and this is the last chapter, and he has no questions at the end of this chapter. So I was really inspired. With this book. He has some final thoughts. I will end with those. His final thoughts are: be grateful, don't settle. That means something different for many. Don't settle. 3, change starts with you. You know, we always want to change the world. We always want to, I don't know, for me, I have a habit. I have a habit of wanting to change others. I do. And often it's those even just closest to me. You would believe I thought I was going to have kids so that I could just mold them to be what I wanted them to be, and change things about them I didn't like. And that's not what happens. Being in human relationships, and even as a mother and child, I see we teach each other, and relationships are for each other. But it always starts with us and ourselves. Even in my parent-child relationship, I've got to bring it back to me every single morning. Okay, so number 4 is be a go-giver. That's one of his biggest philosophies. The last thing he closes with is move toward your greatness. Always be moving towards your greatness. And that is it. And Betty, if you have anything or any questions or anything to add, or you're inspired, please unmute, and you're welcome to chat here. It's been just a blessing to see you, to be part of this today. And I look forward to being here again next Thursday. So this is a weekly call. This is something I offer as a part, it has been a part of my members group. This month I am celebrating, obviously it is 420, April 2020. And this month has been, you know, I've obviously been following my mentor, Robert Hollis, and he's been covering content by, oh my gosh, it's going to skip my mind. this year, oh my gosh, it'll come to me. And it's given me the courage to come forward with my personal testimony, my recovery testimony, just things that, you know, I've kind of just been holding in and healing from, really. You know, recovery is a daily journey. We know recovering from anything, whether it's an addiction, whether it's pain, whether it's a problem, a marriage, a divorce, you know, we know it's a journey. And I'm grateful to be here, part of your journey. And I'm grateful for you to be here, part of my journey. And I love you all so much. Thank you. If you've been here watching the replay, feel free to reach out on Facebook. You can email me, Rita@bitsybaby.com, BITSYBABY.com. And I'm on Facebook every single morning. I'm not on social media all day anymore. Thank God. I'm just so grateful for a Facebook system that allows me to come on in the mornings and share and be an inspiration and just be a contributor to society, especially in this time, right? Without having to leave my house, without having to go anywhere. And it's a blessing. And I'm grateful to have you on this journey. We'll talk again soon. Bye. Love you so much.